have our Nintendo NES console. Mine's a little beat up. There's a crack here, crack on the front, but it works pretty well. So what we're gonna do first to take this apart is there's 3 screw holes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're gonna take the screws out with your standard Phillips screwdriver and go from there. Now that we have the screws out, let's take off the top. That comes off nice and easy. And yeah, just inspect the inside. There's a little bit of dirt here. There's actually a little cobweb in there too. So this thing's been around a long time. So take the top, set it aside. Now, looking in here, this thing is pretty dirty. There's a lot of dust here on the side, so we'll try to clean that up. But the main thing is you want to take the shielding off first. So there's 2 screw holes over here. There's 2 up top. There's 1 here, and then there's 2 more down there. So a total of 7 screws that we need to take off next. So let's get right to it again. Alright, all the screws are off, so let's take off the shielding. There we go. We'll clean that up too before we put it back together. Set that aside. Yeah, there's a bit of dust and dust bunnies in here. It's crazy. Pretty dirty. But the next thing is taking apart or taking off the loader here. And there's 6 screws for that. So we got 2 up front. 1, 2, and there's 2 back here. Now one of these screws back here is a silver screw, and those, you definitely want to remember where those go in. So that's the second from the top. So take them all off though, but you're gonna have to put these silver screws back in the same spot when you put this back together. So let's take off the screws. Okay, so we're almost done with the screws. There are 2 of them that are kind of hidden before you can take off the cartridge loader and the 72 pin. The 2 screws that we're dealing with are down here. So there's one right here and one right there. So let's take those 2 screws off, and that'll allow us to maneuver the board a little bit better to take off the cartridge loader and the 72 pin. Alright, now that we got those 2 screws off, this will definitely move around very easily. So let's pick that up, and the cartridge loader is just going to slide right back. Just like that. Set that aside. Now the next thing we're going to do... Yeah, man, look how dirty that is. We'll wipe that out. So the 72 pin, same kind of thing. It's just going to slide right off the back. Perfect. So that's what your 72 pin looks like. Front and back. Okay, so what I'm going to do next, I'm just going to wipe this all down, and I'm going to, let's see, that board will come right off of there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean this off with a little bit of Brasso on both sides, and clean that up. Clean the rest of everything else up, and then we'll get back to putting in the new 72 pin. Alright, I pretty much cleaned everything up, so I'm going to use a little Brasso here on the pins, both sides, and then we'll clean it up with a little bit of rubbing alcohol afterwards to get the residue off. And then we're going to install the new 72 pin connector. Look at all that stuff that came off of that. It didn't look dirty, but look at it now. It looks so much cleaner. I don't know if you can tell from that angle, but I mean, you can just see how much dirt came off of that freaking thing. Both sides. Alright, let me just clean it up with rubbing alcohol real quick. Get the residue off. So now we got everything in place. We're going to install the new 72 pin connector. I got this on eBay for less than 10 bucks. We're just going to put it on the back side of that. Very easy. And just remember the overhanging half, this is on the top. So you're connecting the bottom piece right here. Alright, that's nice and snug. Nice and snug. Very good. Now, some people say you can boil these old pins or just kind of push them back a little bit. I'm not sure if I really want to do that. But, yeah, I'm just going to set this aside. And let's just start reassembling this. We're going to slide on the cartridge ejector thingy and start putting all the screws back into place. Alright, we got those 2 screws in and these 6 screws in to hold the cartridge loader. So now we're going to put in the shielding over top. And we got 7 screws to go. One thing I just wanted to say before I put the case back on is that you can tell someone got pissed off with this thing because look how bent this is in here. Like that shouldn't be like that, and that definitely correlates with the crack that's on the top of the case here on the Nintendo. So I think someone got really pissed off and just like slammed down on the Nintendo to I don't know. Maybe they had a bad day at Ninja Gaiden. I don't know. All right, so let's put the case back on. Flip it over, and 6 more screws to go. So guys, there you have it. That's how you change up your new 72 pin connector to get rid of the old one. And as well as, you know, cleaning up the dust and dirt and cobwebs and the buildup on the pin connectors on the board. Remember, make sure you subscribe to the channel. I greatly appreciate it. And share this video with all your friends, family, pets, and neighbors. Thanks for watching. I'm Brendan, aka Mr. Weaverface. Take care.